And the boys, welcome back to some Pokemon Pocket. Yes, I have missed out on the initial releases of these guys, but it's hard to get all the fucking cards that you need for a deck when you don't dump a lot of money into the game. But what we did get is a couple of Mega Altarias, so I have cooked up this deck. Now, if you do not know, Mega Altaria, if it has 3 Pokemon on the bench, it will hit for 130 for 2 energy. Now, you only need the Swablues to actually evolve this little geezer. Now, 130 is a bit of an annoying amount of damage, in my opinion, because a lot of the EXs are 140, like Suicune, that smelly little bastard. So, what we've got, now you've probably not seen these guys, they're not the greatest, and it's a lot to just put them on your bench, but if you have 2 Unknown with 2 separate abilities, now they can't be the same ones, however, these go hand in hand. So this one's got power, and now if you have another Unknown with a different ability, it adds 10 damage to the attacks you do to the opposition's active Pokemon, and this one has guard, which makes the opposition's active Pokemon do -10 to you, which takes Mega Altaria's attack to 140. Now, even better, we do have the Mew EX here. Now, there's a lot of Megas enemies coming at us, so we've got genome hacking, which allows us to potentially copy one of the Megas' attacks and go back against them if the game goes on that long. Now, the games are quite quick at the minute with the rare candies and the Blazerkins and the sometimes you just die straight away. Now, we've got the 2 Unknown. Hopefully we get them on our bench. We do also have Comfort in for some support. Now, what this does is it makes any Pokemon with a Psychic Energy attached unable to be affected by a status condition. It also recovers from a status condition. Say it's asleep, whack a little energy on there if it has no energy, and then it wakes up. Wow. So, beautiful support. The 2 Mews, we do actually run these with the Budding Expeditioner. Now, that just allows us to maybe tank some damage while we wait to draw our Altaria Mega. And then we just put it back into our hand so we don't lose any points there. Because we are kind of vulnerable to Sabrina to get the Unknowns off the bench there. Because we do have quite weak, the weak support Pokemon, but they are essential. As I did mention, 140, it takes the damage to, which will one-shot enemy EXs. We also have the Mew does the 20 damage, which gets buffed to 30, which can kill like the baby Pokemon as well, which is pretty late. We do run a leftovers just to keep our Altaria a bit healthier as well, because 10 damage can be quite helpful to heal up every turn there. We got the Pokemon Communication just to help us search. The Lycia, that will grab both Swablu if we do not start with either. We don't have any other 50 HP Pokemon. The reason being behind is that I want to grab the Swablu. I want it to be sort of targeted by that. Now, we're not actually going to be playing some PvP today because ranked doesn't exist anymore for some reason. They're just not doing it this month. Absolute fucking diabolical behaviour. So we're going to be grafting some cards on the old solo battles. Now, these games do go a lot quicker, and yes, they will be fairly straightforward. I might pop another different deck into this. So, as I was getting cards from these, there's a Butterfree. Now, Butterfree's ability, although you do have to rare candy as a stage 2, it heals all of your Pokemon by 20 HP each turn. See, we start off with a Mew here, and we can also get the Unknowns and put them on the Venturuni, which will be pretty late. So we're kind of stacked up here. We don't actually have even our Swablu or our Altaria yet. Hopefully we get the Lycia and we can start searching for what we need. Let's see what we get. We do get a Pokeball, maybe a Swablu. That would be perfecto. Yes, awesome. Now it's coming together nicely. I might put the leftovers on the Swablu, actually. We're just going to wait this out here now. We've got the Sabrina. Perfectly fine. Apologies if you're like, what the fuck, why are we not playing in the PvP? But I just don't see the benefit of it right now, you know? I don't see the benefit of it. I don't want to get fucked left, right, and center. In the event, I've got so many of them, like event, like hourglasses, I guess, where you just get the energy. He's only going to do 10 damage to us unless he gets the Hydro Pump going. What does that even do? So if it has at least 3 extra energy, it's going to hit us for 90, so minus the 10, actually we take 10 less damage. We got the Comfort for backup support if we do need that. Now, the opposition's deck at the minute, fortunately, doesn't have any status, so we won't actually need that in this matchup. But in the event we were facing, say, like, Crobat, for example. We don't want to get diddy dicked by that bad boy. Okay. Just wait for the computer to do his thing here. Probably just going to stack up on this Lapras at the front there. I mean, we don't do a lot of damage at the minute. We're kind of hoping that we can draw what we need. Even a Pokemon communication would be quite nice. We could throw away the Comfey. We do still have a Mew in the deck, but we do get them both Mega Altaria there, so we can plop that straight on the bench and evolve. Awesome, and we can actually attach an energy to that bad boy as well. We can do another bit of damage up front. Mew only has 1 retreat cost as well, so we do run an X-Speed. X-Speed is also if we start with the Unknown, because we have 2 there. It's quite high chance you won't start with a Swablu, but every single basic Pokemon we've got has 1 retreat cost, so X-Speed is quite handy. Now, we don't actually have the Expeditioner, Expeditioner to retreat here, but what we can do is just retreat into the Mega Altaria and start hitting for that 140 damage, which is pretty freaking lit. To 140 there, obviously we take 10 less damage too, which is not too shabby. 1 point. And hopefully, so we can actually Sabrina next turn and just go for the win. Take that Lapras out. Be pretty awesome. Hopefully he doesn't get basic and foils our plans. Stammy has a free retreat cost. Unfortunately, the game is over. We're going to Sabrina, bring that up to the front and hit it for the massive 140 damage. Kerblamo. We won't even use the energy there because it is game over. Luckily, I did get the immersive Mega Altaria, which looks pretty neat, if you ask me. I got the Blaziken as well. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a singular Torchic or the basic for... I mean, I've got a Magikarp, but I don't have a Gyarados, and I really want the Dedenne, so I can try that out. That looks really good for, like, sustain on anything up front, to be honest, not just the Mega Altaria there. There's a lot of potential for that to just get the very tanky Pokemon to smash right up. Next, we're going to go into... We'll do an Ultra Necrozma, which I actually love that card, to be honest. I love that card, and I like this deck. Now, I did make a deck previously with this, but I forgot that, obviously, you can use Celesteela, and this kind of reminded me that Celesteela does work with this. Look, you got 72 potential energy there, so we'll just get 5. And we'll go straight into this battle, because this will be a bit of a more formidable opponent, I guess. Because the Lapras is obviously the first ever event that came out. It's got like the very basic Pokemon in there, so it just gets run through by a lot of different decks, to be completely honest. Bing! Opponent. We're actually going to be going second here. Now, I don't really mind going second or first with this. Because we do go second, we do have an ability to make the opposition asleep, which I do really like the new Swablu, where it's 1 energy to make them asleep. It can come in really clutch, because although it is just a little nibbler, if the opponent's asleep and they don't wake up, they can't even retreat it, so it can do crazy work. A little Pokeball here, hopefully we get the other Unknown. Yeah, awesome, we got a nice little start here. We'll put these both on the bench. I'll get the support going. We'll research too to draw some cards. Hopefully we just get the Mega Altaria and we are good to go. Now with this, you do kind of need... now I will actually communicate here. Or do I? Nah, I don't think I'm going to get red carded, so I'm just going to wait to see what we get next turn. See if we get another Pokemon. Because I do want something on the bench so we can hit for maximum damage. Luckily, they are still sleeping. Oh no, the darkness. Just being, the electricity just being cut off my vehicle. Okay. Boom. Cyrus. Right, okay, so we can actually evolve this turn and attack potentially. We'll get rid of the Comfix. Again, I don't think that there's going to be any... Please don't be a Mew. Hell yeah. I mean, we don't hit for max damage. We do get the plus 10. I'm not sure how much we'll hit for it. Maybe plus 30 damage for each. That's going to be 100 damage, 110 with the buff from the unknowns there, I believe. 110, perfecto! Now, sometimes it does just come down to that 10 damage limit there, and this can really help out with that. These cards are quite overlooked. As I say, on their own, they're pretty shit. 60 HP, 20 damage. Well, they do 30 damage, actually, on their own, if they're together with a plus 10. So it does work for them also. We might just get a really quick win here, unless it... Boom. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Didn't even get it fully stacked up there. Usually against this AI, it draws a lot of cards. There's a lot of Pokemon in the deck as well, actually. I'm very surprised. Very surprised we didn't get any of the basics with all the Ultra Beast, different versions of Necrozma. But that is another W. Got 2 very lucky starts there. I'm going to do one more. Then I'm going to pump some iron and get swole. Which enemy shall we go up against? Should we go up against the newest solo battle, which I believe is the Raichu deck? Maybe, with the Volt Tackle. Because I'll have a bit more modern cards in there. I said there will be PvP games coming up when I get more cards and I can sort of build a more competitive decks. I believe, I don't know how this will perform if I like potentially break, if I don't get the unknowns, or in the solo battles, for example, you don't really get Sabrina'd a lot, or Cyrus doesn't come into play. So that's pretty awesome. Allows you to do stuff like this. So this is a really good deck. I like it. I like it, to be honest. We haven't had an unknown start up front yet, which is the worst if you like start with the unknowns. Like this. Wow, it's spoke into existence. Only one Pokemon as well, which is kind of shitty. And that Pachirisu is not what we want to see. See, now we've got we have a stinker on our hands here. We will research. Now I do obviously want the unknown on the board. We've got an X-Speed and we got a Swablu. Now, will Swablu... do our Pokemon communication here and get rid of the Mew? We have an Expeditioner. So we're going to Mew. And then I'm going to X-Speed and go into the Mew. So we can protect our unknown. Because that is actually very important. We keep that on the board. We only run one of each unknown in this deck. Just because you don't really want to run multiple of them. As I say, they're not very good. They can't really hold their own. Now, that does mean if you lose one, the other one's kind of useless and just a bit of a pain in the ass. So you do need to protect them as much as possible. Keep them alive, keep them working, doing the job. Okay, he's going to start charging up the Pikachu and getting that Volt Tackle on the go. Now that has activated our supporter card. Luckily, he put the energy on Pachirisu, which I think was quite a big misplay there. In this case, we are going to put the energy on the Mew. We've kind of bricked a little bit. I mean, if for Sabrina, is he going to give me the Mew? Or do we save that? I think we save it for now. You currently can't one-shot, as I don't believe, with if he gets the Raichu, like retreats, there's an elemental switch. You do need at least one energy on the Pikachu in that situation, and 2 energy on the bench. Gonna hit me again. Obviously, we do lose the energy if we Expeditioner the Mew back into our hand. We do get the other unknown, so we'll be start hitting for a bit more damage. Ooh, it's a tricky one. Very tricky one here. Because I do want the unknown, but I also want a Mega Altaria. I do also want the Mega Altaria. We could potentially get another Mew or something though, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put the energy on Swablu in hopes that we can get the Mega coming up shortly. We're just kind of praying for that right now. We do also have a Lycia to draw, but that'll only get the Swablu. And if they get a Raichu very soon, yep. Oh no, guys. We might be cooked here. Unless Pachirisu. Probably going to put the energy on the Raichu, get the Volt Tackle going. That only does 0 damage now. So it's only a 10 damage attack. Could potentially one-shot his next turn. So we could retreat. We're not going to use the Expeditioner because it doesn't put us in much better of a spot. We do draw another Mew. I mean, I'm going to Pokeball just to thin out our deck. Now, what this could do, a Comfey. Now, we do have another Swablu. We have 2 Altarias, okay? So this is a 2 out of 3 chance to get what we want. We'll put away the comfy and cross our fingers that we get what we need. Fuck! No. Right, okay. Herm. Oh no. I'm scared. I'm going to lose a point here if it retreats into the Raichu. We'll put the energy on the Swablu. That'll get the Mega up, but we still got 6 cards left, right? And in our graveyard, we've had 2 Professor Research. We're still waiting for that Lysia as well, which is now pointless card. And we might have just got beat. Might have just got beat because we can't find our Mega. Been very unfortunate. He's going to Electrical Cord. If we get the Mega next turn, we're okay. We can put this to sleep. And we do have another Swablu. However, if we lose 1 point, we lose the game, right? So Mega Altaria, if you can hear me, show yourself. If you can hear me, show yourself. Fuck. Okay. Damn. Is there a way that we can do this? So we could Cyrus and then sleep maybe? Or do we just sleep now? Put this little hole to sleep? I mean, that's all we can do. It's gonna one-shot the Mew. We'll put another Swablu on the bench, give it an energy. So we could potentially get 2 Megas. At the minute, we can't even get 1, though. Sing and pray. Sing and pray. Come on. Stay asleep, Raichu. Stay asleep. You fucking douchebag. Absolute douchebag. Now, it's just going to Volt Tackle me and absolutely wipe me out. God flippers. GG's. Thank you for watching this fucking amazing video. If you do like the idea, obviously, you use the Unknown in your own deck, man. It is pretty cool. It can sit in any deck. Doesn't need to be in a Psychic deck as well. They do have a colourless attack, which obviously, as I says, it's a bit of a pointless attack, but if you can see anything that, like, I wish I had 10 more damage, or I wish I took 10 less damage, then you're spot on. Peace out, boys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.